Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. This is the ISO GOAT here, back again for another quick video. Let me start this by saying I'm not a financial advisor, nor is this financial advice whatsoever. Do not invest in anything solely based off my opinions or anything that I say in this video until you've done your own due diligence and your own research first. Never throw in more money than you're willing to lose, and also make sure you have a firm understanding of crypto before throwing in any kind of money. As you can see, I am now back in action, back home, so I just wanted to give you guys some updates, basically world events and everything going on. So this will be maybe a lengthier video, just as a heads up. First thing, shout out to Watcher Guru. Justin, several major banks announced coordinated action to increase U.S. dollar liquidity provision in the global market through swap lines. U.S. Federal Reserve, Bank of Canada, Bank of England, Bank of Japan, Swiss National Bank, and European Central Bank. These are all major banks around the world. Keep an eye out. Next thing. This is actually from an article. All the articles that I discuss, I do post on my page. This is for anybody that doesn't get the chance to look through it. I know it's a lot. Sometimes it could probably be, time consuming, etc. So I'm going to try to condense it. I'm just going to take this excerpt from this article. Major world economies such as Brazil, China, the Eurozone, Japan, Russia, the United Kingdom, and the United States are undergoing various phases of research, explorations, and trials of CBDCs. Research. They probably already know what's up already. If they say they're just now trialing things, chances are they've already done it. They're just ready to tell the public, just as a heads up. Back to the article. CBDCs utilize different models and widely differ in terms of factors such as target users and the types of technologies used. This is where things get interesting. China's digital yuan, or ECNY, for instance, is being tested for retail use by the public. Other economies such as Hong Kong and Australia are developing CBDCs targeted at financial institutions. In November 2020, Australia's central bank and banknote issuing authority, the Reserve Bank of Australia, announced a partnership with multinational bank Commonwealth Bank of Australia, another bank serving Australia's National Australia Bank. Investment and trustee group, perpetual and blockchain company Consensus, to explore the potential use and implication of a wholesale form of distributed ledger technology, DLT. Based CBDC. Sorry, that is a long sentence. Lord have mercy. Anyways, the full article is posted on my page if you guys want to take the time to look at it. Use your own discernment. Next thing. This is from Zach Rector and Digital Asset Investor. This is actually a little bit older for those that didn't know, but from Digital Asset Investor, it says, why would Amazon be launching an NFT marketplace in the midst of what appears to be a government crackdown on crypto? What do they know? And then Zach responds, now let's get real crazy. Rumor has it Amazon has 5 billion XRP. This is unconfirmed, just as an FYI. And now we have NFT capabilities on the XRPL. Probably nothing. I like your thinking, sir. I like your thinking. And, a lot of people are not catching these small things, and it's kind of hinting at certain things. I don't know if there's regulations or anything around the corner or what's going on, but I have more news in regards to that later on in this video. So I thought that was interesting. Next thing, shout out to the Bessie letter. Uninsured deposits by banks. This should be interesting. BNY Mellon, 97%. SVB, 94%. State Street, 91%. Signature, 90%. Northern Trust, 83%. Citigroup, 77%. HSBC Holdings, 73%. First Republic Bank, 68%. East West Bancorp, 66%. Comerica, 63%. There are now a total of $8 trillion in uninsured deposits in the U.S. Roughly 40% of all deposits are uninsured. Things are getting spicy. Next thing, this is from Payment Infrastructure News. We continue to stay live on ISO 20022 migration. Jackie Ecker, Vice President, Senior Business Analyst, State Street, posted the following on LinkedIn with reference to the development at Credit Suisse, and we are live with ISO 20022. From what I can tell, all went smoothly. And then this is actually a thread, just as an FYI. So just as, of course, somebody decides to fly their plane now. I'll wait. Anyways, I'll continue. Next thing, this is from The Light Shines in the Darkness. The IMF has a clean balance sheet. Could this be the Western financial institutions' answer to the BRICS new payment system? DLT, SDR. I've told you guys ad nauseum, they are building a brand new system. People think I'm just, smoking mirrors and just talking out my behind. That's fine. You will see very soon, I promise you. So they've been working on a system away from SWIFT because of all these sanctions. The reliance on the dollar. De-dollarization has been happening for quite some time now. And if people aren't noticing, there's a lot of people trying to join BRICS. There are lots of different nations applying to join BRICS. There's probably a reason for that. Bye-bye to the dollar at some point. Just my thoughts and my opinions. Some people won't like it. That's perfectly fine. Don't believe it? It's still true. Next thing, this is actually from BNY Mellon Treasury Services. This is posted on my page as well, so you guys can look through the full article. It talks about like market infrastructures, things of that sort, latest developments. There's a chart. It has chaps, chips in there, T2, etc., Swift. I'm not gonna go too far into it. It's actually a diagram. I'm more of a visual person. Just go on my page, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about, and it has the full article. Next thing, this is from Anders. Bob Way explains why the ISO 20022 migration for cross-border payments is extremely helpful for Ripple's bank sales team. The bank's upgraded systems become much easier for Ripple to integrate with them. At some point, I think a lot of these financial institutions and businesses will start using this distributed ledger technology, probably in their day-to-day business activities. Just as a thought, like I said, I do think blockchain is here to stay for the long run. A lot of people don't like it. Some people are stuck in the status quo. I know typically with banks, they're usually, happy with what they have. But at the end of the day, when you find some groundbreaking technology, it may take time for them to actually establish and utilize it on a daily basis. Just as my thoughts, like I said. Use your own discernment. Next thing, this is from AZ Geopolitics. Putin, we are in favor of using the Chinese yuan for settlements between Russia and the countries of Asia, Africa, and Latin America. I am confident that these forms of settlement in yuan will develop between Russian partners and their counterparts in third countries. I think third countries. Should be third world countries, maybe. Who knows? Anyways, at the end of the day, this just stresses what I've been telling you guys. De-dollarization. I'm sure you guys have heard this from other YouTubers. We're not just pulling this out of behinds. Like I said, it's literally happening around the world while everybody is distracted by anything and everything else. Okay, pay attention. These are very important partnerships. When different nations start joining with one another, camaraderie start to form. And like I said, they're working on a new financial system. So who knows? Maybe this is what kickstarts everything. I don't know, but we'll find out. Next thing, this is from Michael Branch. Managing Director of Ripple for the UK and Europe, Sandy Young, has spread the word on Twitter that Ripple Crypto Company has begun collaborating with UK's major charity nonprofit organization that helps children sick with cancer. Very interesting. At the end of the day, Ripple is not a name that's going to go away. I think some people are thinking that, which is fine. You're entitled to your own opinion, but, obviously we have this lawsuit going on. It's pretty much kabuki theater at this point. So just as a heads up, like I said, we see that Ripple, even during a bear market, is still expanding. They have different job posts, things of that sort, and literally still growing despite, this whole lawsuit, like I said. And 95% of their business model is outside the United States, so it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, the United States, they have an opportunity. They have ace up their sleeve. Whether or not they use it, that's ultimately up to them. Are they going to keep this Ripple tech inside the United States? Find out next week on Dragon Ball Z. I'm just kidding with y'all. Anyways, next thing. This is from Game of Trades. Fed injects $300 billion in the balance sheet in 1 week for bank bailouts. Liquidity injection has driven all SP 500 bull runs since 2009. Here's why it won't happen this time. And then there's a thread if you guys want to check it out. Make sure you give them a follow on Twitter as well. Next thing, this is an article. State legislators, I just thought this title was interesting. State legislators are sneakily introducing amendments to laws that would pave the way for CBDC domination. A lot of people don't like CBDCs. I understand it. I get it. I think that pretty much jumpstarts the fourth industrial revolution. I get it. It can be used as a surveillance tactic. You use it or lose it type situation. There's a lot of negatives. There's a lot of positives associated with this technology, just being honest, just being transparent. So just as a heads up in regards to that, if you guys want to read that article, it's posted on my page. Next thing, shout out to Glenn Beck. The government's slippery slope to a CBDC is called FedNow. But I bet it's a total coincidence that we're having a massive banking crisis right before its release. Somebody else that is putting the dots together. Sometimes you got to connect dots. They're not always going to say, you know what, we're just going to crash the system so that way we can start a brand new system. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Let's just tell the masses that. No. That's never how it happens, okay? They're not going to telegraph things. You have to connect the dots. You have to use your own discernment. You have to interpret some of these things going on around the world, especially when it comes to banking, finance, things of that sort. They're literally crashing the financial system into the ground right now, and people are still kicking their feet up, hee-heeing, giggling. There's a lot of things going on right now, and people are really going to be smacked up beside the head when it happens. Just my thoughts, like I said. But I'll continue. Next thing, from the Kobesi letter. PacWest Bank just announced that 20% of the deposits have been withdrawn. While First Republic has been in the spotlight, other banks are feeling the same pressure. Again, there are nearly 200 banks facing the same issues as SVB. We need a solution now. I agree. So how much longer are they going to keep kicking the can down the road? Guess we'll find out. I think 2023 is going to be very, very, very spicy. And I think that there's probably some more Black Swan events coming. Just in my thoughts, like I said. Who knows? Maybe they just, one day, you know what? We're going to use this technology. Or, maybe we have to see other banks crash, or maybe we have to see some other event, that, I don't know, a cyber attack or something. Like, they've already talked about things like this before. So I wouldn't be surprised, prepare for anything. That's how I look at it. Next thing, this is from Censored Men. Upon leaving his meeting with Vladimir Putin, Xi Jinping tells Putin, change is coming that hasn't happened in 100 years, and we are driving this change together. He sounds pretty confident saying that. Just my thoughts. Like I said, give them a follow. This is actually pretty interesting. So it shows the guy where he's like sweating and holding like the rag to his head, and he's like, he has two options in regards to the button. One says lower interest rates to save the economy, but people de-risk out of crypto. Or option two, raise the interest rates and the banks implode, but Bitcoin goes to 1 million, which is enough to buy bread and bullets in the new world. It's going to be a crazy world we are going into. I really think we're not going to recognize a lot of things that do happen once they are, rolling out. Next thing, this is from Ripple Swell. This is from the Associate Director of the Federal Reserve Board, David Mills. Part of our innovation process is to understand how emerging technologies or technologies that could be used for central bank digital currencies tied to security, protection of data, consumer protections, and legal foundations. We think both on the technology innovation front and on the policy and business side front. Very interesting. Has me bullish in regards to a lot of things going on. Just my thoughts. Next thing, this is in regards to Kraken users. We'd like to inform you that as of March 27, 2023, Kraken will be unable to support ACH deposits and withdrawals. Our team is working to make ACH funding available again as soon as possible. There's a whole excerpt. At the end of the day, some of these different nations, some of these different exchanges have limits in regards to how much crypto/digital assets, digital assets is utility, that you are able to purchase, okay? And I think that, the door is probably going to close a lot sooner than people think. It's probably going to surprise people. When they start limiting your transactions and your exposure to a brand new asset class, I get it. They want to protect the retail investor. I understand at the end of the day. There's people out there that actually do the research, though. There are some assets that probably will be very valuable in the future. Just my thoughts, like I said. And I don't think it just stops with Bitcoin. It was the craze, back in 2008, 2009, that time frame afterwards when it went up. I don't think that's the end. That's really not the end of this. And I think that there's going to be a lot more for people that plan accordingly, like I said, and prepare accordingly and do their research. I think that there's a lot more to come, and I'm very excited about the future. Just my thoughts, like I said. But when exchanges start limiting your access, that should be some red flags going off. Just as a thought, like I said. And at some point, they might shut the door. Depending on the nation you live in, it's a possibility. I know India has gone back and forth. Hey, yeah, we want you guys to have crypto. You know what? No, crypto is actually illegal. Guess what? We're back again. Just kidding. We're not back again. There's a lot of things going on, and people are really not paying attention to it. Don't listen to what they say. Listen to what they do. Watch where they move their money to. Just my thoughts. Like I said, use your own discernment. You can interpret that how you want. Like I said, just trying to help. Next thing, Craig DeWitt. A Ripple win would make XRP possibly the only cryptocurrency with legal certainty in the U.S. Whew, that's a mic drop right there. That has big implications for exchanges trying to navigate the current lack of clarity regarding which assets they can list. Everybody was laughing at us. Oh, ha, ha, Ripple's going through a lawsuit. Oh, ha, ha, Ripple, it's a scam. Oh, ha, ha, XRP, it's a fraud, blah, blah. All right, keep that same energy. When we are the only asset that has clarity after regulations come in. If that happens, like I said, who knows? Maybe they come with regulations at the same time and the lawsuit ends at the same time. Who knows? But I think that's kind of funny and pretty ironic. Yes, we had to go through the fire through this, but at the end of the day, a lot of us have prepared for this. You have to have strong hands, diamond hands. Some people, they drop their bags. It is what it is. All power to you. It's not for everybody. I'm not telling, hey, you need to invest in this, you need to invest in that. No, I recommend you do your research. I say that in every single video, okay? I'm not here to hold anybody's hand. Only thing I can do is bring the documents to you that I come across to try and help. Like I said, that's it. So, do your own research in regards to that. Next thing, this is from Torin_rocks. April 5th, that is 30 days after her ruling on the expert motions. This is in regards to the judge's decision, I believe, for the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit. The SEC has 30 days to file an interlocutory appeal on that issue. She is likely waiting for that period to expire prior to ruling on summary judgment. Obviously, we're still waiting. We're twiddling our thumbs, kicking our feet up, and enjoying the show right now so that way this lawsuit does end. But I think it'll come sooner rather than later, in my opinion. Next thing. This is from Watch. Oh, I already talked about that yesterday. This is from Michael Branch. We developed and proposed two different registration models. We spent millions of dollars on legal support to build these proposals and repeatedly asked for the SEC's feedback. We got none. Oh, I'm not even going to touch on that. You guys get the idea. Just check it out. You'll see it on Twitter. Definitely give him a follow as well. This man is always dropping gems. Shout out to you. Shout out to Michael Branch once again. Xapo Bank will offer one-to-one dollar conversion of USDC in collaboration with Circle and will support USDC transfers so members can bypass the SWIFT payment system, the bank said in a statement. There's also a link to an article. You guys can check it out. Use your own free time to do that. I thought it was very interesting, so I wanted to bring it to you guys. I'm going to skip that. That's a chart. Let me see here. Next one. Shout out to ISO 20022. Let's do it. Swift announces successful blockchain trial with Ripple partner ACI. Man, that sounds like a name that's just going to go away. You know, you're starting to see it over in subways, starting to see it in Chicago, New York, the subways of, I thought it was England, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere in England. Just my thoughts. Like I said, I guess this lawsuit, pretty much scared people off. Not quite sure why, but it is what it is. Next thing. This is from the Kobesi letter once again. Just in, the UBS is racing to close Credit Suisse deal by as soon as late April. The Swiss central bank does not want to risk the transaction falling through. My apologies. This is why they provide a $100 billion liquidity line and bypass shareholder approval. Meanwhile, regional banks are still in trouble. I keep telling y'all, Signature Bank, Silver Bank, Silicon Valley, there's a lot of things going on, and that has some ripple effects, no pun intended. So, just my thoughts. Like I said, I think there might be more to come, but we shall see. Supposedly, they have contained the problem, but like I said, we shall see. Next thing, apparently Do Kwon was indicted on fraud charges in New York. That was quick. This is from The Light Shines in the Darkness. UAE Central Bank partners R3 for retail wholesale CBDC. This has the potential to be an XRP wholesale CBD ecosystem. XDC and other crypto platforms could be involved. I recommend you do your research. XRP, XLM, XDC. Just my thoughts, like I said, but use your own discernment and do your own research. Next thing, this is from Watcher Guru. This should have y'all excited, because when I saw this, I was like, wow, that is about time. Just in, NASDAQ to launch crypto custody services in Q2 of 2023. Today is March 24th of 2023. January, February, March. End of March. I just think that's interesting. If you don't, that's fine. I'll be excited for you. Next thing, this is from Zero Hedge. Boom. Yellen convenes top regulators for a Friday FSOC meeting. Panic. Some of the responses to that was hilarious, so definitely give her a follow in regards to that. That's all I got for y'all today. Like, comment, subscribe, share this with some of you love. I also go out, catch y'all in another video.